Miss Warner with the Westchester Township History Museum, and today we are going to learn some history about Valentine's Day. So let's get started. So why do we call it Valentine's Day? There's a few different legends surrounding the holiday as to why it got that name, but the most popular one is centered around a priest named Valentine from ancient Rome. Valentine served as a priest under Emperor Claudius II. Claudius believed that to have a really strong army, he needed to prevent his soldiers from getting married so that they wouldn't be distracted in battle. Valentine did not agree with this law, so he started performing marriages in secret for anyone in Rome who wanted one. He was eventually caught and thrown in jail. While there, he fell in love with his jailer's daughter, and he would write her letters signed "From Your Valentine." One tradition that you are probably very familiar with that started in the Victorian era are sweethearts or conversation hearts. These are really popular on Valentine's Day. These little sugar hearts with messages printed on them were invented by a company called Necco. Necco was one of our oldest candy companies. It started in 1847, and the founder invented a machine that was able to cut out sugar lozenges, so just little sugar circles. Eventually, these in 1902 became heart-shaped. Shortly after that, his brother actually invented the machine that allowed them to print those little red messages on the front of them. And they've been printing them all over these hearts ever since. So in a bag of sweethearts or a box of sweethearts, you can find traditional messages like "I love you" or "marry me," combined with ones that are a little more modern like "crush it" or "go for it." When you go to the store around Valentine's Day, you can find these tiny boxes of chocolates all over the place. A really popular thing to give out around this holiday. So these also became popular during the Victorian era. In 1861, a man named Richard Cadbury saw how Valentine's Day was becoming a more and more popular holiday during that era. So he decided that he wanted to get in on it too. So he owned a chocolate company, and he thought, what if I packaged some of my chocolate truffles, in a heart-shaped box decorated for Valentine's Day? So then people could purchase these and give them to their partners, their friends, their family, whoever they wanted to help celebrate the holiday. So he would package some of his chocolates, just like this. Sometimes they were a little bigger than this, and then decorate the box with things like Cupid, flowers, doves, hearts, ribbon, and make them very elaborate. Today, you can find these boxes of chocolates decorated with all kinds of things, from traditional things like roses and doves to kittens and dogs like this, or even ones with more like comic book characters or cartoon characters. So still a really popular tradition you're gonna see all over the place today. Another tradition we have today that started in the Victorian era were Valentine's cards. So Valentine's cards were popular in the early 1800s, but they were very expensive. They were all handmade. Postage, the cost to send a letter or a card was really expensive back then, so a lot of people couldn't afford to send them. That changed in 1840 with the invention of the postage stamp. So once we had postage stamps, now everyone could send a card to whoever they wanted for about a penny. It became a lot more affordable. So companies started to mass produce Valentine's cards. So a lot of people wanted to send them. So in England, Valentine's cards became very popular around the 1840s. Soon after it made its way to the United States, a woman named Esther Howland received a Valentine's card from England, and she loved it, but she also thought she could make them better. So she started her own company in the United States that started manufacturing Valentine's cards. She would print them, she hired a lot of women to decorate them, and they became very popular. Today, companies still mass print these Valentines, so we can send them very cheaply to anybody we want. And we even create packages like this. So in this, there's a whole bunch of Valentines, so you can send them to a whole lot of people. And just like in the Victorian era, they're printed, and all you have to do is sign who they're to and who they're from. And you can send Valentines to a lot of people around this holiday. So we're gonna finish up by doing a really quick Valentine's themed craft. All you need for this is some paper and a pair of scissors. And if you have markers or stickers or anything you want to decorate with afterwards, that works too. So we are gonna make these little heart-shaped bookmarks. The way these work is they just go right on the corner of whatever book you're reading to mark your page. Also, if you don't want to use it for that, you can put candy in it and use it like a little basket. But very simple to make. So the first step is take your paper, move extra out of the way. We need it to be a square. If your paper's already square, that's great. If not, it's really, really simple to make it a square. You're gonna take this corner, fold it down until it lines right up with this side of the paper. Once that lines up, you're gonna go ahead and press that fold. And then you're gonna cut off this extra rectangle here. So you just take your scissors, cut right along the edge of that top part of the paper. Now you have a square. So if your paper's already square, you can skip that step. So next we're gonna take our square piece of paper and we're gonna fold, just like we just did if you had a rectangle piece, one side to the other. Press those folds down really well. You have this shape. Next, you're gonna take this and you're gonna fold it in half. So just to show you, I had my triangle laid out, just folded it right in half and then pressed that side down really well. Then you're gonna unfold it, flatten it back out. And then you're gonna take just the front part, so this part will stay back here. You're gonna fold this front part down so the point meets the bottom right in the center. You're gonna fold that down. All right, go ahead and set that down. Flatten all your creases. They're really well creased. Now we're gonna take this side and we're gonna fold it so that it also meets up with this point right at the bottom. And there. Again, press that crease down really well. You can do the same on this side. So take this point and it's gonna meet this point right here. Just fold it in. So now you have those parts. Use both wings, fold it in. Then you're gonna unfold them again. And now, you are gonna take this whole part, fold it up so that this point meets this point up here. Fold that crease. And if you need to take some time, you can go ahead and pause this, get one part done, and then come back. So now we're gonna do the same thing with this point, goes to this point up here. I'm gonna fold it up. All those points meet. Press that crease down. All those parts are really flat. Now this is probably the trickiest part. So if you can see here, we've created a pocket right in this section. You're gonna take your point and tuck it in the pocket. Once it's tucked as far as you can, you're gonna press that fold down, just like that. So you're gonna take this corner, tuck it, take your time with this step, just all the way down, make a crease. Now you have that little pocket that's the corner of the page can go into. So you can leave it like this and then just decorate it with stickers or markers or crayons or anything you want. It will work just as well. Or if you want that heart-shaped top that we have on this one, you're just gonna take your scissors. You're gonna cut that heart shape. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just two little humps. And if you want, you can even cut these little corners off to look a little more rounded. And then you're gonna have your heart bookmark. You can get your book as you're reading and you need to stop. You put that right on the corner of the page, just like that. There you go. Once again, I'm Susan Swarner with the Westchester Township History Museum. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun and I hope you have a great Valentine's Day.